going on, guys? Another episode. Let me get this clock up here. Another episode of Old School Gamer Live coming at you. It's your pal, No Quarter, also known as Gunther, coming at you. I got Brian. I got Casey with me, like usual. What's going on, guys? How are you?
What's going on? Happy Thursday.
Play that funky music, white boy.
Yeah, boy. I'm really starting to like the background music we got here, guys. We picked some good stuff.
Yeah.
Hope everybody's doing great out there tonight. We are waiting on our guest to show up, so we're kind of burning a little time here, and that's all cool because we got some fun stuff to talk about here. Casey, let's fire off our news segment first. What we got going on in the world of arcades and retro gaming?
So I thought this was fitting, and it's kind of ironic that you guys had Mr. NIEMEYER on here, and this article came out. Mortal Kombat Ed Boon. Somebody on Twitter tweeted some artwork for the Mortal Kombat 4 remake.
I wonder who did that.
I wonder who did it.
I wonder who was kind of behind that.
Somebody was behind that. And so Ed Boon caught wind of it, and he retweeted it and said, yes, in all caps. I've definitely considered this over the years. So Comic Book Gaming did an article when they talk about this. This is a cult classic. As you guys see, if you're a part of the 1UP community, you see the hashtag free MK4. You know, folks are tagging John Deaneman, the licensing guy, in all these different posts. I saw somebody actually share this article and tag John D, and John D asked, hey, who would want to see this happen? There's a big following of people that want to see this game happen. I'm interested to ask our guest tonight about the mystique behind this game, right?
Yeah,
what about you guys?
I never really enjoyed when they went three-dimensional with stuff. I don't know. I had the arcade machine for a while.
So
you did? No kidding.
Yeah, I didn't know that. You're not the first person, Ryan, to say that, which is somebody was just telling me this week that, yeah, when they went 3D, it just was just boxy and clunky, and they were not a fan. But there's a lot of people that are big fans of this.
Now, I will say, when I have played Mortal Kombat 4, I wasn't a fan of it either. It was okay, you know, but I will tell you, I have been playing it today, and I found some pretty cool stuff about it. Let me fire it off here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, you can play it for free right now online.
Yep.
It's just go to retrogames.cc, and you'll see it right there. It's super easy to find. It's free. And this one is not online, unfortunately, but a lot of the other games on here are. But I was kind of just looking around, checking this thing out. Look at the different game modes there are. There's endurance, where you're basically just you're fighting as many people as you can with one life. Pretty cool. Then you have this tournament thing that I found, where you could actually just get a bunch of computers going against each other. Like this. You get a bunch of CPUs going. All different, I don't know, ratings, I guess. And then
we all want to see it happen.
Yeah, then you can sit here and watch them battle it out. It's pretty freaking cool, actually.
Look who came to the chat. Console Fanboy. I personally tagged him in our announcement. I said I better see him here tonight. This is his game. He loves the Mortal Kombat series. Shout out to Console Fanboy. Welcome to the stream. We got 6 productions, 50 B, 50 minutes. Chris Williams, Squash Bug.
Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't look as realistic without the digitized dudes.
Yeah, I know. I feel you. I feel you on that. I'm definitely a massive fan of the original artwork.
So
it's just interesting.
Buy a Mortal Kombat cabinet. I want a 1, 2, or 3, or that 3 Ultimate. I don't want a number 4.
Yeah.
Tell me number 4 in one of the chat groups. No, not me.
Now I see what everybody says about the artwork. So Console Fanboy said that Ed Boon just tweeted today, and Event Hubs just had an article about it today. Today was nuts. Yeah, so it's funny we got Mr. NIEMEYER coming today because everybody's tweeting about this. What's up, UAG? He's saying free MK4.
Round 3. Fight.
So I get that. I get that too. You want to collect them all. It's not about the game. The console fanboy saying it's about collecting the whole series. I get it. I know. How are you liking the gameplay of it?
It's good, man. It has tons of stuff you can. It's not just 2D, right? So you're moving different planes. You're moving around in a circle, basically, just like Tekken. It's really fun, though. It's just
It does remind me of Tekken.
Yeah, it's. You definitely could tell that Tekken was out, and they were trying to compete in that market. They were definitely trying to change up and trying to, one up.
I just don't like the polygons, baby.
So
Yeah,
I wonder what the sales were on this game, because I remember seeing it vaguely in the arcade, but it wasn't popular in my arcade.
It didn't take off as much as the other ones, but it was bigger on the home consoles.
Now, was Time Killers out at the same time as this?
Oh, I think Time Killers is probably before this.
A little bit before?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
I'm trying to think of what the competition was in this problem.
Yeah, I understand that console. I'd like to have the whole series as well. I'd like to see it all on one cabinet. That'd be really freaking sweet to have a
that would be
everything on one cabinet, all online.
With being a completionist, I'm trying to collect the Atari 2600. Okay, but the stuff that's left that I don't have is the crap. The stuff that they were thrown away and in the $2 bins.
Yeah.
All the good stuff, I've got it by now because there's tons of them made. But being a completionist was something that stinks. Sometimes it's not fun. I mean, almost any arcade one-up that's come out, I would love to have and play for a while. My boredom factor would disappear, or would kick up after a day or two. That's why I like what iArcade does. That's why I like what some of the other guys have done. With stuff is have different stuff that you can play on the same platform.
Yeah, I kind of use them all for different purposes. I use the arcade one-ups to fill in the room to give it the arcade appearance, but then I use the iArcade as the machine that I play all the different random games on, the best quality. I have Pandora's boxes, and I can play all the same games on there, but they're not the same quality as they are. They are, licensed on the iArcade, so the graphics are much better. They're what they're supposed to be. They're not emulated like they are on the Pandoras. And, Pandoras are great.
Yeah.
It's not the quality of the iArcade. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, Pandoras get stretched out graphics. A lot of the games, the graphics are a little off on there. But I bring mine on travel. I mean, I still use it. But you're right. The quality of it is not the same.
Definitely. All right, Brian, what do we got? Or actually, before we move on to the magazine update, guys, I want to talk about some other tournaments that are going on right now.
There's a cool one going on that I'm excited about. I got to play the game myself.
The Polycade Beat Nolan tournament right now on Asteroids.
That's dope.
How freaking cool is this? You're actually going to be competing against Nolan's score. Get your scores in now between the 31st and 6th. So we got a few more days to do it. We got 4 more days, guys. So join in on this.
What's Nolan's score?
I don't know. I'd like to look that up.
Yeah, I want to know his score.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to know. I don't even know if he's even posted one yet. I don't know how they're doing that. We need to look into it.
I can get to it. Hold on a second. Let me just pull up.
Yeah, let's see what Nolan's score is, because I might have to hop in this no quarter. I could play some Asteroids.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. Let me do a screen grab if you let me there, sir.
Yeah.
I gotta see this
screen. That one right there. Let's go over to this. Okay, can you see it now?
Yep.
Okay, so if you look for Nolan, he's down there.
Okay.
His first was 3,000 points.
3,000 points. Oh, what? Oh, I'm about to beat Nolan.
Yeah.
1 second. As soon as we done with this, I might have to get in on this.
Okay, so number 1 is 36-4. That's a good freaking run.
That's a good run.
That's a good run. Wow.
So the whole key is you do need to buy the game from them and you get in there and play, but you can win these Polycade frame arcades, which they're coming out with, which I think are really cool.
I love that.
Is run by Tyler Bushnell, his son. So you've got something like this available for you to win.
Tyler Bushnell, another thing too, out here in LA, there's a arcade called 2-Bit Circus that
his other son runs.
Yep. And I went, and man, that place is an adult Chuck E. Cheese. That's all I got to say there. That place is fun.
Also, you don't have to have a Polycade to play, guys. You just need to download their ACS program. Is it ACS or ACG?
Their software, their environment. Yeah,
they have their own emulator software. Pretty
Yeah.
much, it's a user interface. You can download it on your PC, and you can play all the Polycade games. You can even download your Steam games into it to all play into the one environment. It's really sweet. They're also releasing a whole bunch of new stuff. You can build your own cabinet with their hardware now. You can do all kinds of stuff, really, really inventive stuff. They're kind of moving into the commercial market more than all the other guys. And I think that's a genius move. That's where it originated, was in the commercial market. So I love seeing it come full circle. You know, they're the Bushnells are back again.
Yep.
Doing trailblazing in the industry again. It's really, really cool.
I seen a Polycade in my. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Casey.
Oh no, I was just saying I seen a Polycade in my local brew house in the brewery. It was right on the wall there in the brewery.
Yeah, I mean it's amazing what that family has done, and the sons are continuing it, and Nolan's still doing stuff. I mean, he's also very open. We interviewed him for both Atari stuff. We did a 2-piece thing just on Chuck E. Cheese. A lot of people don't know that that's something he created, was the whole Chuck E. Cheese vibe, just to sell more video games and that crappy
That's
pizza.
so awesome. That's so freaking
You
cool.
say crappy pizza. Yeah.
So we might have Tyler and Ronald from Polycade on next week. I'm trying to clarify that right now, but if they're not on next week, they'll be on very soon, guys.
Yep.
And we will be able to get Nolan on too, I would imagine, pretty soon. So maybe we can get them all involved within the next week or so and talk about some of their tournaments that they're doing.
Yep.
Let's move on to the other tournaments that we got going on. They got the MCAP at Games pinball tournament rocking right now. His is going to end here this Wednesday, February 8th at 9 a.m. So get in on that. He always has a lot of cool stuff going on his channel. And also the Neo Turf Masters tournament is going on. This is an annual February classic, 6th year running. So every week there will be another course being played. You simply submit your score to the email address. I think I got it on here somewhere. Or you just hook up on the Facebook page, the Neo Turf Masters Clubhouse Facebook page, and you can join in on that. It's an absolute blast. If you are a Neo Turf Masters fan, this is the ultimate elite group of players.
High level gameplay in that. I'm telling you, I got in and UAG is taking shots at me. He said I'm probably play like the Saints, and I know what that means. But too bad your Giants ain't in the playoffs still. But at any rate, I got in that Neo Turf competition, and when this guy got in the chat and he said, "Hey, I'm looking at this pixel and I'm basing my shots off of these pixels," I'm like, "All right, time to go. I'm done. I'm done here."
These guys compete in the negative 20s. That's where their score is. Negative 22, negative 25.
It's nuts.
All the time. So, they're elite players. These guys have true Neo Geo gold cabs in their house, that the only game in it is Neo Turf. And, I mean, it's insane. They have manuals they've printed out as well about the pixels. It's the craziest thing. People they got 30 years experience into this one game. So, pretty impressive.
Brooklyn said, "Damn." On second thought, I'm not gonna. Hey, look, at least try. That's what I did. I think no quarter got on the board.
I did, but it's nowhere impressive. All right, Ryan, my friend, what's going on in magazine land?
Well, I wanted to show people. First of all, the March issue is in process. January issue should be in people's mailboxes. If you have not gotten it by now and you are a paid subscriber, please get a hold of me. Reply to any of the emails I send out. They do end up in my box. Or just email me directly, rb@oldschoolgamer.com. But I wanted to show what a full issue looks like. I mean, I went and picked a good back issue that would make a lot of sense for what we're talking about, since we're all talking Mortal Kombat here. Let's see. Let me find it. What I need here. There we go. Streamer. Okay, there we go. So this is what a full magazine looks like. You guys might have looked at digital magazines before, but this cover is actually done by Paul NIEMEYER, who's due to dial in with us anytime soon. And you can look at that. Look at those guys. Look at those guys there.
That was one ugly looking ad. Look at that.
Look at those mugs. Who are those swines?
The shortened magazine that you have access to as a free subscriber usually includes 3 or 4 articles right at the beginning, which in this case covered the iArcade, our friends iArcade. It covered Mortal Kombat, the whole thing with Mortal Monday, a lot of Mortal Kombat related stuff on that issue, and included. Let's see if I can get to it. There we go. A little bit about Paul and some of the stuff that he's done. That's who we're going to be bringing in on the show any moment soon. But yeah, I mean, it talks about a lot of different stuff in every issue. Upcoming issues that we're working on. I'm working on a Activision issue. That's going to be a ton of stuff about Activision. We're working on a couple other ones specific to certain types of gaming consoles and retro computing. But we're always looking for input. I was just asking my Readers Advisory Board today, if any of you Readers Advisory Board guys are in here right now, go into the private group we've got, make suggestions. The rest of you, pop me emails. I want to know what you guys want to see in our magazine. So send me more ideas as to what we can do for you.
Yeah. Any ideas for new content, guys? If you have cool concepts, let us know.
What do you like to be on this show?
Yeah.
Come
Absolutely.
on down.
Absolutely. All right. Well, awesome, guys. Let's bring on the special guest of the night that everybody can't wait to get on. We got our pal Paul with us. Friend, how are you? Good to meet you.
What's going on, Paul?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. How you guys doing? Thanks for having me on.
We are doing great. We are glad that you jumped on. He came in a little late, but it all timed out perfectly.
All perfect.
I met Paul a couple of years ago at the Portland show. And
I was late for that too, I'm sure.
Yeah. How do we best describe it? As we got later in the evening, the stories got even better. I think there's a little courage being ingested. But I mean,
a little courage.
If you come to one of these cons, bring something cool, Mortal Kombat, pay a couple bucks for him to autograph it for you, and then just sit and talk with the guy. He's full of it. Is that understood?
No pun intended, Paul. No pun intended. Or pun intended.
No, he's not wrong. I am full of it.
I've been dying. You have got to have some hilarious stories with some of these fans of Mortal Kombat, dressed up, doing crazy stunts. I mean, you got to have some amazing stories.
Well, yeah, I do, but not about the. You know, I know all about the crazy stunts that they did and everything only from hanging out with those guys just recently. Like all the actors, I've only met them within the last 3 years. Well, like when I met Ryan, probably is when I first met Dan Pacina.
No,
we've gotten to be very good close friends after. So I've heard about a lot of the weird stuff that happened, but my experience with Mortal Kombat, I was a freelancer, and I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm sure everybody's heard that Jean-Claude Van Damme was supposed to have been Johnny Cage, and that he was.
Yep.
Right. Okay. That's true. And it was in 1992, and of course, the Jean-Claude Van Damme's on the top of his game. You know, he's the man. You know. And I guess he negotiated himself right out of the deal. He just wanted way too much money, and well, okay, but here,
he's a man at this point. It's 92. I mean, he's everywhere.
Right. You know, here's the thing. You know, you got a guy that knows his worth and wants his money, and then you got this company that's made up of a bunch of cheap asses who don't want to pay for shit.
Oh, man.
Okay, I mean, it's a rock meeting a hard place.
Well, the game developer, right? I mean, that's what you do.
Yeah, right. Okay, you know what? Because of Mortal Kombat, almost didn't get made. I mean, it came that close to not being made, only because they were cheap asses.
Well, that's crazy because that was the most expensive technology around that video capture.
Yeah. Well, they were willing to spend the money on the technology, not on the talent.
Tell us how they
never on the talent.
Well, tell us a little bit about how they pulled you into the mix and how they threw you back out. I guess. How do we nicely say that?
You're totally on it. I mean, that was exactly it. You know, it was like the bad girlfriend. It was like, come here, go away. Oh, got everything I want from you. You know, get the hell out of here.
I've got to say, the Mortal Kombat logo is one of the most iconic symbols from the 90s.
Yeah.
Especially for me. Every one of my friends had the Mortal Kombat logo drawn on their folder in school. The only thing more iconic was that S that everybody drew that nobody knew what.
83.
Yep. The 3 things
We used to do it.
that
Yeah.
was on your folder, and the Mortal Kombat logo was drawn on everything. I remember one summer I had to go with my dad. What's that?
I had My Little Pony on my Trapper Keeper.
Oh no.
I remember one summer I had to go with my dad to
We
work.
would never judge you, Ryan.
Yeah,
We'll
we won't judge.
let that one slide, okay? We'll let that one slide. I remember I had to go with my dad to work, and all they had was a word processor in this conference room, and I typed out Mortal Kombat moves list, and then I drew that logo all over the thing. Yeah, man, that was a big part of my life being a kid. It was the Mortal
I
Kombat.
had that poster on my wall, the fatality poster.
Oh yeah,
Everybody had that one.
Right. And, and I hear that at all the shows. The first thing people say, they come up and they'll go, "Oh my God, you were responsible for my childhood."
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, sorry.
sorry about that. What sparked that logo? What made you?
Well, okay. Let's go back to the story of how I was brought into it.
Yeah.
All right, so now that'll kind of tell the tale. So Jean-Claude Van Damme is out of it. Negotiated himself out of the deal. And now all the suits upstairs are convinced that Mortal Kombat is going to be a huge flop. Because they had it in their heads that it was all contingent on Jean-Claude Van Damme being part of it and using his name and riding the coattails of all of that. And now that's gone bye-bye. Okay, so in their head, the whole thing's gone bye-bye. And they were, like on the razor's edge as to whether complete the game, throw it in the trash, and walk on. I think they probably flipped a coin. I was told later, yeah, I'm not joking. It might have been, it was that close. I was told later that the only reason they've decided to finish the game was because production was over the halfway point.
They've already invested so much.
Yeah. Like all the guys had been working on doing, digital capturing, photo capturing of them, that there was just so much, just an abundance of material that they were working with, and they're really, they're inventing the future. They really were.
Yeah.
That set the precedent. That motion capture set the precedent for a lot of my favorite sports games. Now you see that normal. That's normal now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, but they didn't know what we were doing. They were using John Tobias's dad's 8mm camera, for Christ's sake. Joking, that's how the whole damn thing was made. It was made on an 8mm camera. When you know all the stuff and you see what happened and how it all ended up, you're like, oh my God, how the hell did that even occur?
Do you know how they were converting to digital back then? What were they doing?
How were they converting that?
I'll get you that guest in. Warren Davis of Qbert fame made the digitizing system.
I would love to know how they were
doing
that.
No kidding.
Because that was not
Qbert guy, right?
Yeah. Warren's a great guy. I love Warren.
I'll get Warren Davis in here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'd love to talk technical about that. That would be really interesting.
Yeah, he's the guy. He would be the guy to get on for sure.
Yeah, definitally.
Yeah, Warren's awesome. Okay, so now Jean-Claude Van Damme, he's gone. And now they decided, okay, let's finish this game up and let's get it the hell out of our lives. And that really was their attitude.
Push it out the door.
Yeah, and they talked. That's the way they talked about it. All right. You freelancer guy, you're only here because we don't want to tie up one of our staff artists with this crap.
That's hilarious.
Kinda. And I'll tell you, in that first meeting, you can cut the tension with a knife because of all of that. Now, I walked into it blind. I had no idea what was going on. And actually, to be honest, it was years and years, decades, literally later, before I found out enough information to put the whole story together.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you did the logo. What else did you do for Mortal Kombat? Did you do any backgrounds? Did you do any character design?
Okay. Well, I illustrated the logo.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So keep in mind, we're in like midstream now. All right, the game has been in production. At least the video part of it has been in production. Tobias had done some real quick, rough sketches of what the artwork on the cabinet was going to look like. I did all the cabinet art. I didn't work on any of the characters. Just let's get that up front. Although I did do a sketch of Goro for a white hot minute. Goro was going to be on the side of the cabinet. For one white hot minute, okay. And in the time it took me to do the sketch, and then I faxed it over to him, and I drove over. If I'm going to have a meeting with him. In the time it took me to drive there, they decided to 86 Goro.
Because they were thinking it was going to be Jean-Claude Van Damme on the side, right?
Well, that was the thing. They were looking to replace Jean-Claude Van Damme on the side.
Goro would be the better character on the side. He's the crazier looking character.
Oh yeah, right. So there was a lot of debate on that. Anyway, going back to the original, I was handed the stuff that John Tobias had done, and like I said, it was just some rough sketches, and they were still calling the game Dragon Attack.
Really?
Yeah. I guess about 5 minutes before I got there, they had changed the name to Mortal Kombat. So
Dragon Attack.
yeah. Oh, and it had a myriad of names. It turns out there were like 7 or 8 names that they bounced around for a while. They were all sucky. They were all terrible. Dragon Attack was probably the closest one to anything that was even reasonable to, Okay, think about it. If it were Dragon Attack and it had Jean-Claude Van Damme on the side, I mean, it probably would have been very popular, but it would have run its course.
Oh yeah,
and that would have been the end of that.
Yeah.
Mortal
Kombat's a much better name. It's a great name.
It has an aggressive. I mean, at that time when it dropped, it was an aggressive name. Parents wasn't happy. I know my mom was like, "Why you got this poster on the wall?" And it was the fatality holding the heart.
Definitely.
She was not happy about it. But I mean, I bet if that was now, that would have been. She wouldn't even mention it.
No.
We're talking in the early 90s.
Well, it was a genius branding because it was basically the adult version of Street Fighter. Is what it basically
was. Cartoons.
Right. That's kind of what it did. It kind of grew
all
up.
The cool people were playing this game. I know at my school, if you wasn't playing this, you were all the cool people were playing this game.
It was instantly cool. And just to go, going back to that same thought process with the suits upstairs. What do you think? What was the first run of that game? What was the number on that run? Just what do you think? Take a guess.
How many were made?
Yeah, the very first run. Now, and I want you to keep in mind that they thought it was going to be a flop.
100.
I would say at least 1,000.
2,000.
So that you got 1,000 and 2,000? You said 100.
100.
100's a lot closer. 200.
Wow.
What?
They only made 200 games. They just figured, and I'm guessing 200 is a break even.
And there was also a lot of what's called a conversion kit. A lot of the Mortal Kombat you see around there right now are people that off the boards,
conversion kits,
buttons, and turn their old games into those. I'm trying to find an OG one, and those are tough to find.
Wow. Right. And it's funny because there was a weird dial or button they put on inside where people were having, they're always, complainers. Oh my God, there's blood and splat, a bunch of red pixels. It's cartoonish at best. But in 1992, shocking. Oh my God,
that was realistic,
man.
I just saw a murder. I just witnessed a murder.
Exactly. Oh my God.
And you compare that to what they have on the modern game.
Yeah, right. But at the time, moms everywhere were like, "Oh my God, my little child was to be turned into an assassin."
Yeah. So for the blood splatter and stuff like that digitized graphics, did you have any part of that?
No,
I had nothing to do with it. Yeah, in fact,
illustrations.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird situation. Now, when I showed up there, I already had 10 years of experience doing game art, and I had 3 Pac-Man games under my belt, Tron, Satan's Hollow, Spy Hunter.
Wow.
There's a who's who of iconic games that I'd worked on. before I ever showed up for Mortal Kombat.
Wow.
You know, so obviously not my first rodeo. They brought me in because I was the fastest wrist in the West. You know?
You can knock it out quick, huh?
Fastest wrist in the West. Quick draw McGraw.
Yeah, that's all they gave a damn about was just how fast that sucker could get done. And because
Old corporate.
Nobody ever asked me, hey, could you send over some? I mean, with the exception of Jack Hager, because he was the art director and I was working directly with him. But other than that, nobody ever said, hey, can we see those sketches? Or we're really excited about the graphics. Or what's going on with that? How are we doing on the graphics? Can we see something? No one ever said that. They said, when will it be done? How soon is it done? Is it done yet?
Hurry the hell up.
That's all I gave a damn about. But that was a blessing in disguise because now they weren't hanging over your shoulder and crawling up your ass the whole damn time you're doing it, going, oh, should that be red? F you, get out of here.
That's kind of how I operate as well. I just get it done so fast they don't have time for options. You just get it done. There you go. What's next? This is just my opinion, but I really think that all of that and that attitude that we were just being left alone to just do it, just get it done, get it the hell done,
get her done,
right? Get her done, right? And, but because of that, we did whatever the hell we wanted to. I mean, I was very innovative. There were a lot of things I'd wanted to try on a game for a long time, but when you had somebody staring over your shoulder at every move you made, it had to be done a certain way, and you knew what that way was, so you did it. At the end, job done, everybody's happy, and we go off into the sunset. This one, I didn't give a damn as long as it got done.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, you know what? I've always wanted to try this, where I airbrushed transparent red inks onto frosted vellum and then overlap them, and I could almost make it look like a 4-color process without actually doing 4-color process. And that's what I did for the side art. And at the time it was innovative. Nobody had ever done that to my knowledge anyway. And I never tried it before. I didn't even know if it was going to work. It turned out it worked better than I ever dreamed. It was, but again, that was one of those, oh boy, let's hope this works.
Throw it up there and hope it stick.
Yeah, it was kind of a Hail Mary a little bit. But again, with every Hail Mary, you got a quarterback that's thrown 1,000 passes back there, so he does kind of know what the hell he's doing.
A little bit of experience behind
right. And I'm gonna say that was me. I was the quarterback that made 1,000 passes, so it wasn't that much of a Hail Mary. I did have a clue, but there's always that situation, like there's always a chance this could fuck up.
It could go south
real
quick.
And right down the toilet we go. Yeah. And here's the beauty of being the freelancer. If it goes well, they'll find a way to push you out the door so nobody ever sees your ass. If it goes badly, we've got a cross with your name on it waiting for you. He's nail your ass right up on. Yeah.
That guy we just kicked out the door, blame him.
Yeah.
Paul, what are you working on nowadays?
Oh boy, a little bit of everything. I kind of got back into gaming graphics. I've been doing a lot of Nintendo Switch games for premium edition. Yeah, I've done.
Second edition of hardware.
Nice, you're helping those guys. That's perfect for you, man. I love that.
Yeah, a lot of fun. But what I do mostly is I design and build and sculpt large props for theme parks and haunted attractions and escape rooms and venues. And
you're the guy that does that. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, sculpt giant volcano, that spews smoke and dinosaurs and huge dancing cows.
Oh, cool.
It's a lot of fun.
A lot of animatronic stuff.
Yeah. Well, I travel all over the world and I get to, do stuff everywhere. And that's pretty fun.
I think I'm hanging out with you like 2 or 3 times this summer, Paul. So we're going to be seeing a little bit of each other.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, what happened? I owned and ran a haunted attraction here in Chicago for about 10 years called Abyss Haunted House. And very successful. It was a top 10 haunt. And we're all basically a bunch of cheap asses. So, rather than buy, when you go and look at the props, and you're like, how much?
Yeah.
I can make that a whole lot less. And so that, of course, that's how we ended up doing it.
Now,
yeah. So
I've got a friend that owns a haunted house, and they do the exact same thing. I did a lot of stuff for them too. We did a video where it looked like you were being buried alive. I did some stuff like that for them, where we were throwing dirt on top of the camera, and it would just look like you're being buried. We did all kinds of different stuff like that for those guys. Real cheap too, but it looked great.
Dirt cheap.
Yep, dirt cheap.
Yeah. Welcome to the haunted house business. Yeah, that was an interesting thing too. Like at one point or another, you always ended up having that conversation with your crew. You're charging $25. How are they not making money? They're making a ton of money. They're not paying us anything. Oh, they always had to sit them all down and go, yeah, you see those 3 billboards you passed on the way in here? They're $3,000 a piece. Okay.
Yep, I'll explain business to you later. Okay, you just do your job right now.
Yeah, no kid. Well, I shouldn't even have this conversation, but I'm gonna do it every year. I have to have the same damn conversation.
Well, Paul, we appreciate you being on the show, my
Paul,
friend.
it, man.
Where can everybody find you online?
Oh, well, let's see. I've got a Facebook page and Instagram and on Twitter sometimes. Mostly I'm just attacked on Twitter.
Attacked? What? Why would you get
got haters on Twitter?
You got some haters? Or is haters everywhere?
Yeah, things didn't end up very well at the end of Mortal Kombat. Let's just say that. And not everybody. Let's just say that everybody that was involved, we don't necessarily send each other Christmas cards or birthday greetings. Okay, let's just. Yeah,
you ain't taken.
We understand how that
somewhere considerably south of that.
We know all about that crap. We got a question for you here, real quick. Do you do any freelance work for small indie studios still?
For who?
For small indie studios, if they wanted to hire you.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. Actually, a lot. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I like doing those the best. Mainly,
Bash Game Studios, where you at? Squash Bug Games. Hey, you heard that?
Just email Gunther or myself, and we'll get you a direct contact with Paul.
Yeah, definitely. I'll cut you a deal. I love working with young artists.
Awesome.
Yeah, when I was doing the haunted house, everybody's like, teenagers and 20-somethings, and I love that energy that they bring to it. They're a lot of most of it a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
and they're like herding cats, but they have just a ceaseless amount of energy that is infectious.
Yeah,
So I really
know what you're talking about. It's awesome to have those young people because they do power you to move forward. You got the experience to manage them, but they have the energy to continue it and spark that creativity.
So that's what I'm seeing with gamers now too. These young designers that are coming up, and they're all excited about their stuff, and so it's so rewarding to see that. That feel that energy that's coming off them. It's very cool. I like supporting that and helping them out. So yeah. I'd be more than happy to jump in on that for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Paul. And thank you, everybody, for watching us tonight. We're definitely going to have him on again. What a great guest. I'm sure he's got 10,000 hours worth of information to talk about, fun stuff.
Meet him at one of the cons.
Yeah, we'll do a live con. That's what we need to do. We need to do an live at a con, do a long format, and we'll have a lot of fun with that. But we're going to close out the show, guys, with a game that's dropping on the iArcade this week. Everybody's been waiting on it. It's an IRM title, Ninja Ninja Baseball Batman. Yeah. So check this out,
Twister.
And we'll see everybody next week, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Time. Have a great one.
Peace.